Hello, everyone. Good evening to you. Happy Tuesday. You are with me today, and I want to welcome you to Tuesdays with Tabitha. This is our weekly live show where we have the kind of talk that people need to help them have courageous conversations so that they can resolve conflict in workplace and in civic spaces. I am your host, Tabitha, and today we are talking about International Women's History Month and the way that women are wonderfully made. So today we're departing from the usual conflict resolution, conflict management talks, just to hold space for a celebration of womanhood. And if you are a woman, if you were raised by a woman, if you are raising a woman or a mini woman, this show is for you. I am an attorney, an HR manager, and a conflict management strategist, and I help professional women who are overwhelmed by workplace conflict lead thriving teams with confidence. I do that by helping you use all 5 of the conflict styles so that you can succeed in the boardroom, in the classroom, in the conference room, and any other room that you are in. I just wanted to hold space today for women. March is International Women's History Month, and women play such an important role in the world that I just wanted to use today's episode to just share a little bit about women, to talk about womanhood and what it means. And in doing that, I want to share with you one of my favorite verses from Psalms 139, verses 13 and 14. For it is you who created my inward parts. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I will praise you because I have been fearfully and wonderfully made. And that is the title of our little chat today, Women Wonderfully Made. The term fearfully, when it's used in that verse, was translated from Hebrew, and it means with great reverence, heartfelt interest, and with self-respect. So as women, when we think about how we were made by God, our Creator, we were made with great reverence. And wonderfully, when translated from Hebrew, means unique and set apart. And so as women, I like to think that we were created with great reverence, wonderfully, unique, and set apart. And I like to think that we should treat ourselves that way, and we should treat each other that way. Women as a group, as a collective, women who take care of women, men who respect and care for women. Think of us as being wonderfully made, unique and set apart for the service of the world and in service of the Most High. I was reading a magazine recently, and I read an article, an online magazine, with an article that talked about the collective of women and of people and the kind of people that leaders need in their collective. And today is a good day when we're talking about women who are wonderfully made, and we're talking about how we as a collective take care of each other. It's a good tip to share. So the magazine that I read is an online magazine called Mindfulness at Work. And the article was written by Sunil Gupta. I shared it in my private Facebook community, Your Resolution Room. If you are in there, you're welcome to take a look. If you're not in there, what are you waiting for? Hop in there so that you can read that article and the other good stuff that I share in Your Resolution Room. Now, that article, Sunil talked about the 4 types of personalities leaders need in their inner circle. So today, while we celebrate International Women's History Month and we focus on the contribution of women during this time, I want to suggest that we look at that. And as women, when we think about the form of collective that we have, our community, the people who we have around us, we think about these 4 personalities that would help us to grow as leaders. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about the 4 personalities. The first is a collaborator. As leaders, it's always good to have someone in our corner who is a collaborator. And what that person is going to do for us is help us to figure out things, help us to grow concepts, to expand ideas, help us to feel supported, and someone who's going to put their shoulder to the wheel with us and help us to get our dream moved along. So as a leader, as women leaders, we want to have collaborators in our corners and along with us. The second kind of personality that a leader needs in their corner is a coach. The coach personality, the coach friend, is someone who is going to work along with you, who is going to guide you step by step along the way, and who is going to help you work through the kinks, help you work through things that might be popping up along the way that you want some help with your mindset on. So the coach personality is a valuable one to help partner with you along the way and to walk side by side with you as you go along. If you don't have a coach personality in your corner, here's one for you. I'm a conflict resolution, conflict management coach, and I can help guide you through any sort of conflict that you're experiencing. Now, the third personality that a leader needs to have in their corner is a cheerleader. Now, that's your hype man or your hype woman. That is someone who is going to lift your spirits, who is going to give you virtual hugs, who is going to love and support you along the way. And the days when you're feeling blah, or you're feeling like you just can't go on and you can't do this, that is a person who is going to adjust your crown and help you just feel empowered and help you move along towards the goal. Your cheerleader friend is going to show you where the finishing line is, and they're going to be right next to you, cheering you on as you go. So that's a personality to have in your corner. The fourth personality that leaders should have in their corner is the one that Sunil Gupta called the Cheddar. Now, in referencing this cheddar, which is like cheddar cheese, the author talked about the movie 8 Mile, one of my favorite movies because Eminem is one of my favorite singers. And, well, the clean versions of his song anyway. And so in that movie, Sunil Gupta talked about the character Cheddar, who when Eminem was preparing for a rap battle, that character challenged some of his concepts and asked him some tough questions. And what happened was that when he went into the rap battle, he had to draw on the things that Cheddar brought up to help him to win the rap battle. So in explaining that, the author of the article said, have someone in your corner who is your Cheddar, someone who's going to poke holes in your ideas, someone who's going to challenge your ideas, someone who's going to ask you the tough questions, because in doing that, it's going to help you to grow. It's going to help you to win. So I am a leader who makes sure that I have each of those 4 characters in my corner. I have a collaborator, or more than one. I have a coach, I have a cheerleader, and I have a Cheddar. And I draw on those personalities, on my friends and on my associates and on my bizpreneur friends and my cispreneur friends. I draw on those personalities when I need help and when I need support. And so in International Women History Month, when we are celebrating the way that women have contributed to the world, I want to invite you as a leader to think of how you can incorporate these 4 types of personalities in your corner: the collaborator, the coach, the cheerleader, and if you need to, the Cheddar. Because as women, there are generations of us, generations of strong women holding their heads up high and adjusting each other's crowns. One of my beloved cousins, Jackie Jones, has a saying that I often remember her by, because every time she's signing off a conversation with me, and I'm sure with others, Jackie says, "Be blessed and be a blessing." And she takes that from scripture. She says, "I am blessed to be a blessing." And she really is. She lives her life this way. And in thinking about the way she encourages me to be blessed and be a blessing, it reminded me of a quote by Michelle Obama. And it's a quote that is part of a speech that she made in 2012 when she was addressing the delegates at the Democratic National Convention. She was addressing the delegates at the DNC, and Michelle Obama was talking about her husband and talking about the creed that he lived by and the things that inspire him. And she said this: "When you've worked hard and done well and walked through the doorway of opportunity, you don't slam it behind you. You reach back and you give other folks the same chances that helped you to succeed." I love that quote by Michelle Obama. It's something that as women, I want to encourage us to live by. I want to encourage us to walk that quote out as we go through our days, as we go through our existence, always holding the doorway of opportunity open for the woman behind us, for the person behind us to walk through. Because in doing that, we bring everyone into the room with us. So in encouraging you to do that, I want to share with you a 3-part solution that will help you always hold the door of opportunity behind you open for others and reach back and give others the chances to succeed that you had. And what's that? Be mentored, be a mentor, and reach back. My encouragement to you today, as we celebrate International Women's History Month, and as we reflect on how wonderfully made women are, is to always reach back, always hold the door of opportunity open behind you, to be a mentor, be mentored, and always reach back. Thank you for joining, ladies. Thank you for joining, gentlemen. If you are a woman, if you were raised by a woman, if you love a woman, share this broadcast to inspire one today. Thank you very much. As always, I love you. Enjoy. I'll see you around next Tuesday at 6 for another version of Tuesdays with Tabitha.